The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 30th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find a gift in every set of circumstance that life is tossing at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstances of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. Now, actually, you can't do that. You've got to send me an email. It's just so ingrained in my mind, it's hard to get that out of there. I say that even when I'm sleeping out there. But here's what you need to do. Send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. We've got a mixed bag out here. The mix goes like this right now. Dow's up about 80 points. S&P's off 1. NASDAQ's up off 52. Russell's up 23. Tranny's down 209. Semi's up 56. New York Stock Exchange is up 200 points. That's taking out a TD9 count top. We'll take a look at that. You've got gold that's up $54, nearly 2%. Nearly 4% for silver, $1.25. Natural gas is down a nickel, print out a 3.12. 30-year Treasury up 12 ticks, print out 114.15. Leaders in the clubhouse dollar-wise: Mercado Libre $75, Parker Hannifin $40, Roper Technology $36, Thermo Fisher $36, IBM is up $31. Our shakers to the downside led by ServiceNow. That's a big move, 13%, $145 for ServiceNow. Bank of Montreal, $35, nearly 6%. Ameriprise Financial, 28. Microsoft, 27. Charter Communications down 27 as well. So we got movers and we've got shakers. On the black background chart, before I shut things down, let's take a look at that New York Stock Exchange, the Advanced Client Oscillator. What we have out here, Peter, is we still have a divergence pattern. We have higher highs going on inside of price for the New York Stock Exchange. And what we have so far is we have lower highs with regard to that Advanced Client Oscillator. It's one of those things that says careful. The problem with the careful message out here, show you this, we'll come back to this in a moment. Give me a moment here. Where to get to the indices? 0, 0. Here we go. And in the bottom right-hand side, what you're going to see out here, Peter, is a TD9 count pattern that is that formed yesterday and is negated today, unless we close below yesterday's low. So let me try to get that for you. And it's the problem with me having both these systems running at the same time, and it really seems to be more of a problem with regard to Discord. It's also sucking up some resources out here. But if we do get a close above yesterday's high, my apology, I can't get my cursor to focus on it. But the point is, if price closes below yesterday's high, Peter, then you can say that divergent pattern, because we could have busted out through this level, and then you'd say, okay, maybe the top is in, at least on the New York Stock Exchange. Oh, that's great. No, it's like a mind of its own. But in any event out here, maybe we'll at least let me get to yesterday's high. Yesterday's high was 20.057.66. So we close above that. It negates that signal. Would suggest a run up to 23.15. That's his TD9 count breakdown area. So back to those black background charts before I try to shut that whole thing down, just to free up a few resources out here. So that ought to pop up on our screen. What else do we want to take a look at that's of any value out here? Oh, let's take a look at gold. We got gold that's trading up about 2% today. You had a new all-time high today on the April contract for gold in terms of U.S. dollars. Well, you're at a new all-time high in terms of euros, and a new all-time high in terms of yen, and a new all-time high in terms of Great British pounds, and a new all-time high in Canadian loonie, in the Swedish krona, in Swiss francs, in Chinese yuan, in Australian dollars. There is a global rally going on inside of a Goldilocks, so it's just being confirmed, and that really sets up that potential A to B equals C to the upside for the daily time frame. Apogee, perigee, is there anything here to really take a look at? In the case of the ES-mini on the way down, you can see that apogee pivot point has really acted as a strong level of support. So that's both helpful, both for the bulls and the bears, that level being 60.42.75. So that would be an area to watch out there. And I don't see anything else at this moment in time worth paying attention to out here. So Stevie's going to go ahead. I'm just going to shut this. I'm not going to close it because that closing it takes up resources. But what we'll do is go back and take a look at my page here that I've built up. It gives us TD9 count patterns and so forth, or at least what the current reads are for a number of different instruments. So we've talked about the Dow House, got a TD9 count top. No reason to go there. We just looked at the New York Stock Exchange. No reason to go there. We've talked about the XLY and the XLRE. So we've done that. The XLF, let's take a quick peek in that, see what this is doing this morning. This completed a TD9 count top yesterday, and it looks like prices trade above that high. We talked about a strong rally, strong momentum move. So it closed above yesterday's high, which for the XLF is, I hope I can give this to you. Just waiting for things to populate here. That's one of the things. There we go. So the high from yesterday, 51.74. My eyes don't deceive me. Don't know why it's blinking. We're at 51.75. We closed about 51.74. That says the XLF wants to continue to hit higher. Of course, tomorrow is important because from the weekly standpoint, it's a TD9 count top from November 29. That high is at 51.62. When it closes above that, you negate that topping signal for the weekly time frame. We're at 51.75 as we see right now. 122 million shares back then. So far today through 4 days, not even full 4 days, 161. That's too much math for Stevie to figure out if we're coming in. Well, no, it's not. We're already above the volume, so we're pushing to that swing point with volume. XLF says it wants to move higher. We look at the monthly time frame chart. You're in bar number 6. There's no topping signal. So the financial sector, or at least the XLF, is suggesting that it wants to rocket to the upside out there. The communications sector, the XLC, that's got a TD9 count top that's going to go ahead and complete today. Let's pull this up and see how this is trading. This should take price. So today's going to be the bar following bar number 9. And what price should do is pull back to its oscillator and change line on the daily time frame. And that level is at 100.16. We've talked about the euro. What else is new out here? Microsoft. Is that Microsoft? Yeah. Microsoft had a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. Completed that pattern. I believe it was yesterday. But give me a second here to get this up. It could be. This could be an error. Nope, it was a 9 count. So it's got that TD9 count, and boy, and price is now below its breakout level, 418.27. We'll have to take a look at that. Need the weekly chart to populate, and we'll take a look at Microsoft when we come back to this break.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? one simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We were looking at Microsoft as we went to that breakout there. We got the weekly chart now is populated, so we can see that price is trading below profile support, trading below its TD9 count breakout level at 418.27. It's got some really good volume in it to the downside. This suggests that price is going to go test a very key level of support. The area is 404.51, and that's been a weekly TD9 count breakout area that formed. Or it's the low of May 31st, the weekly chart, May 31st of 2024 out there. So 404.51. Now, we did see one close slightly below it on September 6th. Then price immediately got it back above that level. I'd also be watching the weekly volume out here. So let's take a look at that right now. The swing point, if you will, is from the week of August 9th, and there was 125 million shares. We've not gotten down to that swing point just yet, but so far for the week, we are at 98 million shares. So you got good volume today, but maybe it's coming in a bit lighter. Now, there's also support at 408.86. So on a weekly basis, Microsoft is trading into its buy zone. On a weekly basis, again, that's between 408.86 and 413.77 out there. I'm not suggesting this is a bottom, at least not just yet. I think price really more likely than not will get back to the 405.51 level out there. Adobe's got a TD9 count topping pattern. Let's go take a look at it. Qualcomm might as well. We take a look at Adobe out here. So it's had a nice rally, but it looks like that rally is getting ready to slow down, and price should pull back to test that oscillator and change line. And that's at the 424.92 level. Now, whatever today's high is, if price begins trading above it, closes above it, then it negates that signal, and the next area of resistance for Adobe would be 459.12 out there. Don't see any kind of a bottoming pattern. Well, I take that back. Let me open up the weekly chart. Weekly chart 2 weeks ago may have formed a buy the D point pattern. Let's go find out here. It doesn't look to me like, so there's a couple different A to B equals CD patterns. So one, I can see that it has probably made. Let's see if there we go. It's working. So here's the one that's probably been made. We'll just move the A to B point over to the C point. So it looks like it was more than a 1-to-1. So this does have a, that didn't work real well. Come on, there we go. So this does have more than a one. This does have a buy the D point bottom pattern formed 2 weeks ago. There is a larger A to B equals CD pattern out here. Now that one, it doesn't look like it has completed. Does it have to complete this one? No. Just be aware that it's out there. But let's just go see. Maybe it did complete it. Maybe Stevie's eyes are just they're just as bad as I think they are. Come on already. Here we go. Did it complete it? Now, it didn't complete that larger one out here. Nonetheless, you have a buy the D point pattern so along that C to D leg out here. Price is going to go rally up towards its oscillator and change line. That's at 450.69 out there. And that was on Adobe for the weekly time frame chart. Of course, we were looking at Adobe on the size down on the daily time frame with the TD9 count. So how's it going to get up to that oscillator and change line if the TD9 count is going to take effect? Well, I think the answer to that would be it's not, unless that pattern were to be negated out there. Qualcomm, let's go take a look at Qualcomm, see what this is doing out here. It's got a TD9 count signal as well. I see that Agnico Eagle does, so we'll take a look at that, and then we'll start going on, take a look at the other requests that have come in. So in the case of Qualcomm, I got a bad signal out there. I have a bad signal. Okay, so we're going to skip the Qualcomm. Happens every now and then, bad signals. I don't know why. It just happened out there, and that's why you got to kind of check everything. But for the most part, as you can see, as we select these items, we're on the ball. So here at Agnico Eagle, today's going to be bar number 9 of a TD9 count out there. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, no topping pattern whatsoever. Strong like bull. Same thing for a 30-minute time frame, and the same thing for the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame had negated a TD9 count a couple of months ago. Then we had that typical 2-month pullback, 2-bar pullback, if you will. Just tells you how strong gold is, as well as gold equities. They're behaving well this morning. But we do have a question in from Jambalaya, so we will eventually get to the GDX to take a look at the volume aspect of it, which is what he wanted to take a look at. Okay, so that's about it here that I see on this set of charts out there. Let's take a quick peek, though, before I actually go to the requests. Let's go to, man, where the heck? It's something new that I added on the screen. It just seems like I'm going to have to really fall back on just using this system and this screen at this stage in time. And here we go. Good Lord, just got to remember where I put it. Now, I want to just take a look at the cash indices out here, just to kind of give you a synopsis of where we're at. You can see on the upper left, the Dow Jones, we still have that TD9 count top that went ahead and formed 2 days ago. So it's that high. Price takes that out. We continue to move higher. And the S&P 500 cash index continues to find support at that green oscillator and change line. A green oscillator and change line tells you that you have the price oscillator is above zero. That's a bullish signal. When price is above by price, the green line, it tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero. And that's just simply bullish conditions. So as long as price remains above that, I developed that tool, that line. Actually came from Sherman McClellan out there. I didn't use it the way that I use it out here. Just after looking at so many charts, boy, the importance of knowing that and whether that price oscillator is above or below zero out there really helps us to add to our probabilities out there. The probability is as long as the S&P 500 remains above it, being, I know you can't see what that level is, so let me give that to you here. So you jot this down on your pad of paper. It's 60.3430. As long as price remains above that, it increases the odds of a rally for the S&P 500. You can see how the NDX 100 here continues to find resistance at that oscillator and change line. That's 21,504. Watch that at day's end. Now, the Russell 2000, this oscillator is red, so it's not as strong as a green one. Why? Because the price oscillator is still below zero. It's below zero and rising, but it hasn't even gotten to zero threshold level yet. It says as long as you're above it, you may rally further, but it doesn't. It's not as strong of a signal as the green level. In the semiconductors out here, the semiconductors really finding resistance at prior swing points back from November, the end of November, November 27th out there. So that's the key level to be watching there. That level, again, is at the 47.70.30 area. We've got a TD9 count top in the transports. The transports supports have now gapped down to its oscillator and change line. If it closes below that, it being 16,480, it could open up the door for move to 1575. NASDAQ Composite, like the Index 100, running into resistance at its oscillator and change line. New York Stock Exchange, we already spoke about that. So that's what's going on the cash indices out here. I'll close that down afterwards. I won't do it right now because that'll start taking up and freezing resources. Let's look at the daily equity future contracts out here. ES Mini holding that green oscillator and change line, same signal. As long as it remains above 60.60, could get up to 61.62. Week the NQ you can see also running in resistance. That is oscillator and change line there. No, nothing really changes here. Russell 2000 inside its profile, its resistance level is at 23.37. I do take that back. There's a new profile that's attempting to form inside of the Dow Equity Future contract. It's bearish in structure, won't confirm until this evening. Right now, it's 44,660 to 44,993. That's the sell zone, and support is at 43,996. So that is an important thing to be paying attention to, that new set of profiles out there. Of course, it's got that TD9 count up. That's a Dow Equity Future contract, so it really needs to negate its signal, close above 41,159 out there. We come back to this break. We're going to look at Zoom or ZM. We're going to look at Roblox, Sherwin-Williams, might be Ethereum, INMB, and the GDX. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, and now it seems like we may be traversing back to all-time highs. In short, this market has been a whiplash and requires constant pivoting. Where does the market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 4 hours of live trading. Larry's been through many markets just like this one, and his insights are invaluable. The next event is this Friday, January 24th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. If you subscribe today, you'll also be able to attend his session February 8th. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at the charts here for Zoom. ZM is the ticker symbol. Remember, in this COVID heyday out there, you took Zoom, was trading back at, what, $600? Right now, we're talking about Zoom at $86. Of course, we can see the monthly time frame chart identified that top with that TD9 count pattern out here. The weekly, by the way, that right now that we're dealing with is a TD9 count top. And that's from November 29th. Volume there for the week was 38 million shares. We're pushing into it this week with about 9 million shares, so really light. Looks to me like the top of its profile is likely the whole weekly profile that is at 87.77. But nonetheless, in order for Zoom to get to any kind of bullish ways out here, it's got to close above the high from the week of November 29th. That's at 92.80. Now we look at the daily time frame. This top with a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, bearish shooting star, but it was also a gap to the upside out there. And when this did gap to the downside, it was with volume of about 12.8 million shares. A couple of days ago, it moved higher with 5 million shares. It actually closed that gap. That island top no longer exists out there in this daily chart here for Zoom, and price is above resistance. So it may rally further out there. It just simply at this stage here, at least it closed the gap. That's the best that I can say. Don't see anything really bearish on the daily time frame other than doing that. Now the volume there was 17 million shares, and that gap was, or swing was tested with. So that is a test and rejection on lighter volume. Did it close below the low? Let's answer that question. The low was 88.22. The close was 88.64. So it definitely closed the gap, but it wasn't a rejection of that swing point. So, but if it pulls back, it ought to pull back towards support. First level could be 85.50, more likely 82.96. So that's what I see, Fletch, when I take a look at Zoom. I hope that provided you with the information we're looking for. If not, let me know, and we'll get that for you. Glenn wants to take a look at Roblox up there. RBLX is the ticker symbol. So let's see, where does Stevie put that? I think I put it right here. And yeah, there we go. RBLX is the ticker symbol. So if I look at the monthly time frame chart, monthly time frame chart for Roblox is bullish as can be. Now, what Stevie means by that is trading above resistance. We're trading above last month's high. This is only 2 months bar to the upside. No reason for this not to continue to rally. Other than the weekly time frame chart is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top tomorrow, but it will complete that pattern next Friday. So it says you should get a top between tomorrow and next Friday out there. Well, I'm going to go more like next Friday. And the reason why Stevie would go with more like next Friday is because the daily time frame negated its TD9 count top yesterday. So Roblox has a strong upward momentum move underway. It should continue. There's just only A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. So that means a bearish reversal candle on a daily or a weekly would go ahead and confirm a sell the D point top. So short of that, Roblox wants to run higher out there. Glenn, I hope that provided you with the information you were looking for. You also wanted to paint the town with Sherwin-Williams out there, SHW, which is great paint. And Sherwin-Williams is, did not have a top. As you see a TD9 count, but the high of that pattern was on bar 5, so that was not a top. What took place today, I'm assuming it was earnings that was out there, was at first that knee-jerk reaction move was to pull back to test the bottom of its profile that formed yesterday. So support is held, 355.82. Resistance has failed at the moment in time. This profile's got resistance at 365.57. We're trading above that. I would say, you know, it's possible it's an A to B equals CD pattern that's setting up. What I don't know is the retracement level between the high from January 17th, Glenn, to the low that you would use, which would be the low of January 23rd. So it's possible that's an A to B equals CD pattern. Doesn't matter. Not really, not at this moment in time. What really matters for Sherwin-Williams is its weekly oscillator and change line. For the last several days, as we've been looking at charts, we keep coming to a number of daily charts that are rallying just fine, look pretty bullish or above resistance areas, only to find out that where this rally is running into trouble is at that weekly oscillator and change line. And that is no different here with Sherwin-Williams. So the real key level, in order for Sherwin-Williams to suggest to you and I, it wants to make a move to the 388.59 level to 398.50. The first one being the top of the monthly profile, the second one being the TD9 count breakdown level on its daily time frame chart. We need to see it close above 368.65. Now, the 65 don't hold me to that, because that's going to change. But let's just call it 369. You get it close above 369, and Sherwin-Williams is going to paint the town green. Right now, it's somewhat neutral until we know whether or not we get it close above that. So it's just painting your basic off-white, if you will. So Glenn, I hope that provided you with the information you're looking for. Bob in Spokane wants to take a look at ticker symbol ATHE. Reminds me of the Athenian restaurant in well, forget about that. Well, let's just take a look at ATHE. Is that Ethereum? So the one thing I don't have with regard to the white background system, I get the ticker symbol. It doesn't tell me what that was. I've got to remember what that is. In Santorini, the Athenian was right above the place that we were staying. Great. Of course, it's not going to be a great restaurant. And anyway, with regard to ATHE, this had a nice run to the upside this morning, and it's kind of given it up. What it's doing, it's struggling with that TD9 count top out here. The TD9 count that I'm referring to, Bob, was the one that formed on January 3rd out there, and that high is at 471. Now, that swing point had volume at 224,000 shares. You're pushing into it today with 18 million shares. My goodness. What you really want to see is close above that high, though. That high being 471. What happens if you don't get it close above it? Well, you still have the TD9 count top to deal with, and you will have triggered wave number 7 out there. This is probably the type of wave 7 rogue wave. Might be the type that Basil teaches out there. So it's a very small portion of his system that we're taking a look at. On the weekly time frame chart, the weekly time frame chart, the swing point it's dealing with was January 3rd, 564,000. We're at 18 million again today. And on the monthly time frame, things look really good. So if you're asking me what's stopping this, because it is not volume out there with regard to ATHE. You know what I think that it is, Bob in Spokane? I think it needs a good OPA. That's all. Maybe a little OPA, maybe a little Saganaki, a little Tzatziki, and then it takes off to the upside. It's kind of making me hungry out there, and maybe a little bit of good spanakopita. Huh? Nothing, of course, you got to have great Tzatziki out there. All right, so that's for ATHE. We're about to go to a break here. Let's just pull this up. Dan had asked about the TD9 counts on this ticker symbol. Maybe somebody else might need information. This is INMB. Today's going to become bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That says that you could get a top that forms between today and Monday out there. That top should take us back to its oscillator and change line. That's at 779. The weekly chart shows that last week we took out its TD9 count breakdown level at $8. That says it wants to rally. So weekly looks good. The monthly chart is really your issue out here. Monthly chart's got that profile support at 899. So that's the resistance level with the daily. Getting to a TD9 count top. It does look like you're in store for at least a short-term top inside of INMB. We only got one more thing to look at, and then we can go party. In fact, the weather looks so nice out there. I should just meet you on the first tee. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at the GDX out here having a stellar day, obviously with gold being up 2% right now. And so what you want to really watch in the GDX is the close tomorrow. What you'd like to see here is a close above 3860. 3860 would be the top of its weekly profile. You'd be above that. It's green oscillator and change line. That would suggest that this wants to rally even further. Now, you talked about volume out here. The volume on the monthly base, let's check that out. So price right now is trading into its all-time swing point high from October of 2024. That month, 453 million shares traded hands. And this month, we're at 307. So much lighter volume that we're coming into that. What would that say to Stevie? You know what I would say here, Jambalaya, is that on a monthly basis, price is inside a bullish structured monthly profile. Price is trading above the green oscillator and change line, so we know that's a bullish condition. And because we're trading above the center of that bullish structured profile, maybe price is not going to get to that all-time swing point high, maybe, because it's going to run into resistance first at 40.47. But if the weekly closes above 38.60, and the monthly, then that's good. That's going to be the signal that it should get up to at least 40.47. Now, with regard to the daily time frame out here, this is one where you'd really struggle. I really would struggle with regard to trying to find where is the right A to B equals CD point out here. And that's been really, take a look at the stair step approach out here. 2 days up, 2 days back. 3 days up, 1 day back. 2 days up, 1 day back. 2 days up, 2 days back out there. It's going to be the third day of the upside. It almost seems like, you're going to get a 2-day retracement, a 1 or 2 day retracement beginning tomorrow out there. So from a volume standpoint, price is taking out a swing point on a daily basis, or appears to be. And that's a swing point from the trading session of December 11th. 21 million shares traded hands that day. So far, we're up with 11 million shares. So we do have volume today as we're passing prior daily swing points out there. Not that that swing point is being used for anything at this point in time out here. But what you can see on the daily time frame, the GDX is trading above all resistance out there and is likely to rally. We do not have a TD9 count top or anything. Remember, we looked at Agnico Eagle, AEM, and to look for its topping signals out there. maybe what I'll do if I have a chance. So I've got a little scanner. I can throw in all the U.S.-based GDX stocks, and it'll print out, it takes a few minutes, maybe sometimes more than a few minutes to actually populate with all the data, but it'll tell me where we're at with regard to TD9 counts for the daily time frame right now for the components that make up the GDX. So it may just really be a few of them like Agnico Eagle out there. So yes, you're right with regard to volume. When we take a look at the weekly, when we take a look at the monthly time frame daily, you're having a good day out there. And this really does suggest that we should see a further rally. But remember that the cadence of this, the dance steps of this, we take a look at a daily time frame, going to be day number 3, the upside. There is, I would say, odds favor that you're going to see a 1 to 2 day move to the downside up there. So, Jam, I hope that helped out with regard to the GDX overview. And as always, thanks for your request. Rose wrote in, would like to take a look at the SIRI out there. SIRI is the ticker symbol. So we pulled this up here. It's having a very nice day. Now, with regard to the bottom that this formed out here, it's really the weekly where the bottom shows up, Rose. And that was a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, bullish hammer candle that formed the week of December 20th out there. So that's what you've got in place. On a weekly basis, a price is trying to rally up into the area where a counter trend rally would come to an end. I'm not saying that this is going to be a counter trend rally that comes to an end, but it could be. And that price point would be between 25.33 and 26.98. Now, we'll not make that rally until we see price close above the top of its bearish structure daily profile. And that's what it's testing right now. And that's between the zone of 22.71 and 23.27. You're really looking for a close above 23.27. Does it have to be today? No. It's also traded into a swing point from back on January 7th. 5.2 million shares there. Today, you're up with 5.7. So it's pushing in that swing with volume. It really should be able to take that out, meaning it should be able to close above 23.65. But certainly it's trading into the sell zone out there. So got to respect that until it fails. And again, so you really need a close above 21.97. I would argue with you. I wouldn't argue with you. I would suggest that what you really need is a close above 23.65 to then for the weekly chart to kick in and say, okay, I know where my mission is. My mission is to get up to 25.33 to 26.98. Not only is that the spot where a counter trend rally on a weekly basis could come to an end, it's also where the monthly chart could come to an end. And that is that red oscillator and change line. We have been below the red oscillator and change line on a monthly time frame for about a year. I believe it started in January 2024 out there. So a close above that would be your real significant change in trend out there. That's at 26.61, the bottom of the profile 27.83. So running into daily resistance, do it with volume, should have the strength to push through and to continue that rally out there. But if it can't bust through daily resistance, well, then it ain't going to make that move out there. So hope that helped you out, Rose. Good to hear from you. Thanks for the request. McGuppy would like to take a look at ticker symbol OMF, not OMG, but OMF. So let's go see what OMF is. That was Roblox out there. Did I not put it in? I don't think I did. I didn't get a chance to. That's what it was. God, I thought I did, but okay. Guess I had to. I know I did. Give me a second before see where I stuck this here. No? Wow. Okay. Stevie is just, there we go. Found it. Out of control. Stevie's out of control. OMF. And the question was something like 2 days ago, closed pennies above the previous high from November and had good volume. Does this count as an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside? All right, so let me look at this here. So here's really the issue that we have. So here is the B point that I'm thinking you're referring to. Did you say November 25th? Yeah. So there's your swing point. That high is 57.97. Volume there, as you point out, was 1.3 million shares. Price closed above it on the trading day with 1.1 million shares. 1.3. So, and I'm referring to, let me make sure I got this right here. So we're looking at 57.97. This close was 57.96. That wasn't it. It was this close here. 58.06. Okay. Volume was 1.7 million shares, taking out 1.3. The answer to your question, McGuppy, is yes. That is an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It is a sizable one as well because you're, come on, work. Oh, yeah. All right, try this again. Come on. There we go. Oh, try one more time. Maybe I'm not. Stevie's just having troubles here. He's having keyboard troubles. He's having finger troubles. Okay, so there's your A to B point out there. So that's a big run. And what we want to do here with regard to OMF, I'm just going to move this over. I'm going to try to move this over to the C point of that A to B equals CD out there. And that gives you a 1-to-1 price projection somewhere about 66.52 level out there. Now that's the daily. What is the weekly chart doing? So on a weekly basis, you're dealing with this swing point from December 6th out there, and that volume was 3.5 million shares. Again, that high is 57.90. I take it back. This is right here. Swing point from November 29th, 2.9 million shares. What are we doing this week? We're 5.2 million shares. So yeah, what you need is a weekly close about 57.97. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. I'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. McGuppy also asked if I could show the seasonal pattern for One Main Holdings, that is OMF out there. And McGuppy, the most favorable month for this over the last 11 years has been July. The second is February, so we're approaching February out here, and then the third would be October out there. So you're moving into the favorable seasonal time period out there with this thing pushing higher with volume. Of course, you really love to see that weekly close above profile resistance, but mostly that swing point from the trading session of November 29. And again, that number is 57.97. You close above that, you're going to confirm a weekly A to B equals CD to the upside. Now, you still have resistance to deal with. That resistance is 60.38. That's a TD9 count breakdown resistance, as well as just simply a swing point from back on July of 2021 at 63.19 out there. So hope that helps you out. As always, thanks for your request. We've got a request from Rye inside the Tiger's Den. Rye would like to look at DSVSF. No idea what it is, but what I would call it is a rocket ship. And your question is, could you please take a look at my favorite rocket ship? Wondering if I should sell and give someone else a turn. I think you should just stay along for the ride here. You're in bar number 5 of a TD9 count pattern. You certainly got a big old huge A to B, couple of different A to B equals CD patterns the upside. I do not see any kind of topping signal. I would not pay attention to that letter G that's on my screen. You're only in maybe the third wave to the upside, letter C. Weekly has taken out a swing point from back in May of 2024 that had 2 million shares. So far this week, you're at 4 million share this week. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to look for reasons to sell. Can Stevie come up with a reason to say, Rye, you got to jettison this rocket ship? And the answer is, I can't. Now, you're up now going to be for 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row out there. So I'd expect a retracement or a pullback, but this rocket ship does not look like it's out of fuel to me, Rye. So thanks, folks, for all your requests out there. I'll be with you tomorrow on Fabulous Friday, 11 a.m. sharp. I believe it's 11 a.m. sharp that I'll start tomorrow. And have a terrific Thursday. Take care and be safe out there, folks.